What do we mean by the rule of law? Some people interpret the rule of law to mean that the people should obey any and all laws or commands that those in power impose on society, regardless of the content or form of those commands. That common view is better characterized as the rule of men, according to which the effective exercise of power is sufficient to make something a law. If a law is merely an instrument for the exercise of power, it's power that is ruling and not law. That is very different from the rule of law, which subjects power to law rather than law to power. When we speak of the rule of law, we mean a law of rules rather than arbitrary or ad hoc edicts or commands by government. The eminent legal philosopher Lon Fuller defined law as the enterprise of subjecting human conduct to the governance of rules. In 1944, in one of the most important statements of the rule of law tradition, The Road to Serfdom, Nobel laureate F.A. Hayek argued that the rule of law is closely connected to liberty, for, as he put it, under the rule of law, the government is prevented from stultifying individual efforts by ad hoc action. Within the known rules of the game, the individual is free to pursue his personal ends and desires, certain that the powers of government will not be used deliberately to frustrate his efforts. There are well-established criteria for the rule of law. Laws should be general and should aim at the common benefit. They should not be promulgated or enforced arbitrarily to benefit special interests or factions. They should provide a general framework of rules that guide action. They should not be retroactive. They should be publicized and in general known by those whose actions will be affected by them. They should not be contradictory or require conduct that is impossible. Finally, they should not be subject to unpredictable or incessant change. Laws that change constantly, in the words of James Madison, poison the blessings of liberty itself. As Madison explained in Federalist No. 62, it will be of little avail to the people that the laws are made by men of their own choice, if the laws be so voluminous that they cannot be read, or so incoherent that they cannot be understood. If they be repealed or revised before they are promulgated, or undergo such incessant changes that no man who knows what the law is today can guess what it will be tomorrow. Law is defined to be a rule of action, but how can that be a rule which is little known and less fixed? Of great importance, laws should apply equally to everyone, even those tasked with articulating and applying those laws. No one is above the law. The rule of law promotes widespread and shared prosperity, because the rule of law facilitates mutually beneficial trade and cooperation. In contrast, laws that are crafted to benefit some at the expense of others or used as tools of arbitrary rule hinder voluntary cooperation. Under the rule of law, all the members of society are free to act on the knowledge available to them and to pursue their various interests without coming into conflict. The result is greater freedom, domestic peace and social harmony, and shared prosperity. Atlas Network works with organizations all around the world that actively support the rule of law. The rule of law, as distinguished from the rule of men, protects the freedom of everyone. As John Locke argued in his second treatise of government, where there is no law, there is no freedom.